So Jerry Jones just found a way to complicate the negotiations with Micah Parsons, and the worst part is Micah is firing back. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Mauricio Rodriguez here at A to Z Sports Dallas. Listen, when Jerry Jones talks to the media, anything can happen, right? He has admitted that he sometimes uses explosive quotes just to get people talking. But this time, I wonder if he went too far. Before we get into the actual quote and Micah's response, let me just set the table for y'all very quickly in case you missed it. There have been conflicting reports about whether or not negotiations have officially begun with Micah. And it appears we already know where the conflict is stemming from. And that is that although Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones have had conversations with Micah, these conversations have not necessarily included Parsons' agent, David Mulugheta, which is obviously an issue. At the NFL annual meetings this Tuesday, Jerry Jones was confronted about this, and he was asked by reporters if that was something that worried him or not, to which he had this to say. Not really. Are you kidding me? That's just not something that you should be worried about. You should be worried about your ability to make it work, and you should worry about what the player does. Does he have good enough health, good enough skill to do what you're paying him the money for? The agent is not a factor here or something to worry about. Not ideal, but I guess not exactly disrespectful either. But it was what followed that really was completely out of line. Jerry Jones said, "I don't even know his name," talking about Parsons' agent. Now, keep in mind, for those of you who don't know him, David Mulugheta is one of the most respected agents in the NFL. He's with Athletes First, which is the same agency that has Todd France, who works with Dak Prescott. David Mulugheta represents Jordan Love, J.C. Horn, Christian Wilkins, even Justin Fields, many players that have signed very valuable contracts even in recent years. So saying that about Mulugheta was just a complete sign of disrespect from the Cowboys owner. And it was bad enough that it didn't take long for Parsons to respond on social media. Quote tweeting Clarence Hill, who called Jerry's comments a blatant sign of disrespect, Parsons used the word facts. And he said, "David is the best, and I will not be doing any deal without him involved. Like anyone with good sense, I hired experts for a reason. There is no one I trust more when it comes to negotiating contracts than David. There will be no backdoors in this contract negotiation." Absolutely strong words from Micah, and a real sign that, hey, this is not going to go the way the Jones intend to if all they want to talk to is Micah. Now, there's a couple things to break down here. Number one, why did Jerry Jones say that? Listen, Jerry Jones knows what the name of David Mulugheta is. He knows who this guy is. He knows what many of these agents' names are. It's his job to know. And as many shortcomings as Jerry might have as a general manager, I can assure you he knows what the name is. So this completely sounds like a very intended comment. Is this a failed way to try to get Micah to talk to him one-on-one and try to cut the agent out? Because listen, I think that's what this is all about. I think the Cowboys are more comfortable talking to players because the players are simply not as good negotiating contracts as agents are. It's honestly, I don't want to use the word abuse, but it's definitely a way to take advantage of their own players. Now, they have been known for doing this. The Cowboys have. They try to go over agents' heads and try to talk to players and frame everything as, oh, this is a family business. But really what they're trying to do is get more favorable terms for them in the contracts. That's what players have agents for, and that is exactly the message that Micah is sending. You want to negotiate a deal? Okay, do so through David. That's what Dak Prescott did. That's what CeeDee Lamb did. That's what every professional player should do in this position. Now, is this show of disrespect enough to derail conversations and negotiations to the point where the Cowboys lose out on Micah Parsons? No, I think ultimately it's going to be the same old, same old. They're going to drag out this contract negotiation. They're going to stay on the news cycle. And then when the time is right, they're going to have to make the numbers work. They're going to have to concede to what Parsons is asking for. And that likely is going to be a deal worth around $200 million, an average of $40 million per year based on the reports that we've gotten so far. But ultimately, even though it doesn't jeopardize the deal completely, and it doesn't, the Cowboys have antagonized their players a lot, frequently, when they're negotiating these deals. And trust me, when the money is right, these problems go away. But it's just completely unnecessary. You've got 31 other NFL teams, and they wouldn't do any of this. They wouldn't go out there and say, I don't know who one of the most important agents in the NFL are. They wouldn't go with the Thanos line. I don't even know who you are. They wouldn't even say that. The Cowboys do. And it's just mind-boggling. Why do they do this? Because they have to know that NFL teams out there would do anything to get a Micah Parsons signed. They have to know they're not a Super Bowl chasing team that convinces players of staying just because they have a winning roster. That's just not them. So I don't know why they do it. I don't think it jeopardizes the deal. It's just a little upsetting that we keep seeing examples of this time and time again with the Cowboys. And I wish they got serious, man, because it's time they do.